How's it going, guys? It's PoetryStud here with episode 4 of Poetic Rants. So, today we're going to be talking about something that'll probably get a lot of people angry, I'm guessing. It's a little bit of a controversial topic. It's more related to gaming than the last video was, where I talked about religion, but this one is definitely related to gaming, if you want it to be. We're going to be talking about Kickstarter, and more specifically, kickstarting for games, Like, Kickstarter is one of the places that games really can get starts. If like it's a bit like indie games is what I'm talking about. Lots of indie games get their start on Kickstarter. Not even indie games sometimes, but games from companies like 2K and that's the only one I can remember. I just know that some big companies, still will actually have the production team try and get a good start on Kickstart. And Kickstarter is a little bit controversial because some people think that it's failing, and some people think that it shouldn't be around in the first place. It's very interesting. So if you don't know what Kickstarter is a place where you can basically create an idea and show some, outlining of what you're going to be doing with the money that you get for it, and then you're going to go and use the money you get from Kickstarter to, make something or do something. And it's really interesting, the concept, because you can, use the money to make a game, to fund a school field trip. I think you can do anything with it, like as long as it fits the criteria. You can do it for art supplies. Sorry, got a little something in my throat. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of stuff you can do with Kickstarter, and I love the concept personally. However, I do think that recently trends have shown, at least it seems to me, that like it's been that projects on Kickstarter, especially in the gaming market. The gaming market is really the only thing I'm talking about because that's the only thing I have a lot of, or a medium amount of experience with. So it seems to me that on the gaming market, lots of people will just go on Kickstarter. I always call it Kickstarter, but it's Kickstarter. Lots of people go on Kickstarter and get money for games, but then lots of times they won't deliver on the games or won't finish the games. And that's kind of, I've talked about early access games before, and this is kind of related to that. I might be a little bit repetitive here, but I think it's worth noting that, Kickstarter is one of those sites that's kind of different from early access games, but can, create many, create many early access games, and that's how you can get the, oh, this guy's right there. Oh man, I can't believe I actually killed him. Anyways, you guys, that's kind of what I'm talking about. How Kickstarter can be, a good place, and I think it's an awesome idea. It's a great idea. It can help lead to a lot of creative things, help support things that wouldn't normally be able to be created professionally. But at the same time, you got to watch out for scams. People can scam it really easily and just say they want to start with a early access. They want to make a game, a survival indie horror game, and I'm not trying to say that those games aren't good, the ones that are made, I'm just saying that that's what you normally see when you hear about people scamming. And what happens is those people will just get, $500,000, and then they might start the development of the game and then finish before the game is done because they've already gotten the money. And I think it's a controversial topic. And that's pretty much all I have to say about it. I could go on all day probably about the marketplace and stuff, but I won't bore you guys with that. I think that Kickstarter is a good place, but I think you gotta watch out. And also, I guess the title of this video will probably be something like, is Kickstarter failing? Because the reason why is because I've heard reports or looked at reports that said that Kickstarter has gotten like only a quarter of the money it did in other years, which is pretty notable. Not a quarter, like half of the money that they got in 2013, they got in 2014. So I don't know. I think it kind of shows how there was a time a couple years ago when people, were willing to throw down money for these ideas. But now people are getting a little more wary of the scammers, because now the scammers have started catching on. My accuracy is terrible, by the way. You don't have to tell me. But yeah, the market is different now, and it really has changed within a matter of 2 or 3 years. It's changed from a market where people are more willing to trust the market, the gaming market, and the production market, to a market where people are a little more wary, and I think that's a good thing. However, I don't know. It seems to me like people are a little more pessimistic about the gaming market, and Kickstarter is one example of that. The gaming market on Kickstarter. Yeah. So this video has gone on longer than I thought. Normally matches are over before now, but you know, I'm glad I was able to talk about this with you guys. My throat hurts. I need some water after this. But yeah, I do think it's interesting. As far as Kickstarter failing, I don't think Kickstarter will fail anytime soon. I think it's gonna keep going strong. Like, even though it's been slacking off a bit as far as, you know, the actual investments, people haven't invested as much money. I still think that Kickstarter is just so huge in general that it will, you know, I think it'll keep going. I don't know, maybe forever, but probably not forever. Nothing lasts forever. So maybe a couple years more, I think. I do think that Kickstarter should kind of monitor their content more if they want to, you know, that was a terrible last death. If they want to, you know, keep consumer marketing strong. Anyways, hope you guys enjoy this episode. I had a terrible match, as it's usual. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed. Leave a like if you enjoyed this. Leave your comments. It's a very interesting topic. And leave a comment with an idea for more topics. And I will see you guys in the next episode. Subscribe for more, and goodbye.